The lamb for all represents the love for all. Grace and peace, everybody. This is part 2 of our 5-part series, The Genesis Foundation. That foundation is the love of God. And so we're still trying to unravel the story of Genesis chapter 22, the first verse that refers to love, to understand the love of God, who is in fact love. Now, when we were looking at Genesis 22 in the previous study, we were at the point where Abraham was stopped from sacrificing Isaac. But even before they got to the mountaintop, Isaac spake unto Abraham his father and said, "My father." He said, "Here am I, my son." And he said, "Behold, the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering?" And Abraham said, "My son, God will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering." So they went both of them together. God will provide himself a lamb. That's where Abraham's faith was. Even to the point where he was willing to follow through on sacrificing Isaac, because we're told he believed that God could bring him back from the dead. But he didn't have to kill him because he was a type or a symbol of the one who would be killed, who would be sacrificed. That's Christ. Hey everybody, if what you're hearing is a blessing, glory to God. Be sure to hit that like button. And of course, let's stay in touch. You can do that just by clicking subscribe to the channel. And not only is this study here, you can go to the website where there are videos, thousands of videos just like this, changeministry.org. And then finally, the only thing better than being screen to screen is face to face. We love to come to your church, your school, or group, even at our own expense if necessary. So to get that started, all you have to do is send us an email, and that email address is contact@changeministry.org. So the animal that's used to illustrate and to look forward to that coming of Christ when he was to walk the earth and then eventually die for us, God chose to use lambs. He used this animal and this creature because of its personality and how it would illustrate not just the character of the lamb, but the character of love. In Exodus chapter 12, verse 3, when the Lord instituted the Passover, he says, "Speak ye unto all the congregation." Notice, all of the congregation of Israel, saying, "In the 10th day of this month, they shall take them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house." This was a lamb for not just a house, but for all houses in Israel. They were all called to participate in this service because the sacrifice, the benefit, and the gift of John 3:16 was and is for all. It's interesting when you look at the word lamb, L-A-M-B, it's a 4-letter word. It's a 4-letter word that illustrates the other most important 4-letter word, L-O-V-E. The lamb was to symbolize the love of God. And now in chapter 12, verse 6, in this instituting of this ceremony to remind us to look forward to when Christ was to come, he says, "You shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly," there it is, "every one of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the 2 side posts and on the upper doorpost of the houses wherein they shall eat it." Everything in this service surrounded the lamb. Now, there's a lot of points or places we can go when looking at this sacrifice, but the one we want to touch on is that the blood from the sacrifice was to be put on the doorpost of the house. That blood symbolized the presence beyond the threshold. It showed who lived there. I grew up in a house where my parents put our address on the actual house. The numbers were like 8 inches big, and they were huge. You could see them from a long way. That let everybody know this is 6500, blah, 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 blah. In the same way, not just when the death angel was passing over there in Exodus, but when God himself looked at that house, he knew that it belonged to him because they believed in his son. They believed in the sacrifice to come. And all of Israel was invited to do that. And just like today, not just all of Israel, all of humanity. The ceremony is no longer necessary because of the actual, true, and literal fulfillment, the giving of Jesus to us from God himself. And that gift is a lamb, and it's a lamb, and it's love for all.